I haven't even seen Pulp Fiction.
I'm starting it right there. I'm starting it right there with you saying you haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Stop.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to...
That's not true.
Real Good Stuff.
I swear.
Me, Keaton, with Eric. We also have Mo in the background.
Hello.
It's one of our friends. He has not seen the movie, but he wanted to be here. But he knows some Manson stuff, so I guess that's kind of relevant to the story today. We are talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the newest movie from Quentin Tarantino. His 9th movie, technically. After The Hateful Eight, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And Eric, who hasn't even seen Pulp Fiction, is also here to review the movie.
Stop. Okay, look, I've seen Django, and I think that's enough.
It's on Netflix. You have, like, no excuse.
What? Look, man.
Anyway,
I've been busy. Okay?
So, we watched this movie. It's a very long movie. Almost 3 hours long.
It's so fucking long.
So, Eric saw it before me, and that was the one thing he told me beforehand. And I watched, I'm like... Yeah, there's a lot of filler here, I think. Compared to like Hateful Eight, which is a super long movie as well, but there's always something happening, or it's always leading to something to cause tension. Mm-hmm. This movie, there's minute-long scenes of people driving with just period music.
A lot of the establishing shots and like just shots in general of like the scenery, because just scenery.
It was just. There was a lot of filler, and I feel like it could have been trimmed down a lot.
A whole lot.
A whole lot.
Like an hour long, I think, probably.
Like an hour cut?
Yeah, not 2 hours.
I think you could have cut.
There was no reason.
I think you could have cut 30 minutes.
The only reason this was 2 hours and 40 minutes was because of Tarantino. That's it.
You know why this movie is, which I think kind of is involved with that? Quentin Tarantino had Final Cut rights to this. So this is his first movie without Weinstein.
Oh,
so he moved away from him,
and
he basically put it up for bid, like, hey, who wants to help me make the next movie? And Sony, I think, say it was Sony. They were the ones who were like, yeah, sure, we'll give you a lot of money. And he's like, okay, but I also get Final Cut rights, portions of the box office, and all this other shit. So he's like super demanding about it. But the clip that you, or the cut that you see in theaters, that is Quentin Tarantino. That's his cut.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it seems like, because it's not as good. You know what? You know what? That explains a lot of stuff that
he didn't want to get rid of anything. Is probably what it was.
But it explains a lot that I'll get into a little later.
Okay.
But I don't know. What were your thoughts about it?
Acting, pretty good all around, I think.
I think it was this part.
Leonardo,
like, just all right, because I'll be honest.
Pretty good. Like, they're all like, experienced people. Leo's accent is a little goofy. Leonardo DiCaprio. I literally just watched The Aviator last night, and he also has kind of like a country accent, and I think he did that a bit better and more naturally. In this, it just seems like... Well,
in this one, if it's like exaggerated, because it's kind of an exaggerated world, that's usually Tarantino's thing. So like...
Honestly, I wish the story was just about Rick Dalton and Cliff, and it was just about acting, and it was just some made-up actors during this time period, and it had nothing to do with Manson whatsoever. It really didn't have to be.
Yeah, honestly, like...
Because the part where he is he's filming for a pilot for somebody else's show as a villain, there's a really long segment of him filming that.
Oh, also, are we spoiling?
That's not really a spoiler. Okay. He's an actor. He's filming something.
Okay, yeah.
There's a really prolonged part of just doing that. Quentin Tarantino's known for prolonged scenes. It could have just been about acting.
But honestly, even those scenes, because I was gonna say, the Manson stuff, I would say cuts out a big part of it, but
it's not
also
very,
not really
very much.
Because what I'm referring to really is that there's a particular scene where Brad Pitt visits some hippies,
the actual Manson,
which isn't like anything that's not exactly. I guess it's part of it's a side story, and so pretty much it just lingers with him talking to all of them and walking up the stairs and then fucking knocking on the door.
And that whole segment,
fine
with that, but it's just.
You could have trimmed that at least.
And then the ending is just, without getting into spoilers, it's just like, okay, the ending's here. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it's almost, it's trying to come off to me as two stories that were separate coming together. It's not really that. I
love the ensemble cast, though. It's cool to see actors. There was the girl from Stranger Things at one point shows up as one of the Manson family, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. But we can talk more about that after the spoiler section. Is there any... I think it's good overall, but I liked his other movies so much more than this. It's not his best work. Honestly, probably... I've watched like most of Quentin Tarantino's movies, probably lower on his spectrum.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever watch this again. Yeah. I think it's the one where he's... To me, well, then I can't really say that, but... Because I haven't seen his other movies, to be honest. But, like, he's kind of getting up his own ass about... like he has his head so far up his ass now about, like, I can literally do anything and, everybody will eat it up or whatever. Like, everything he's known for, I guess, is what normally would be very good isn't as much. Like, because I'll say the acting is really good, but the dialogue... I mean, there was nothing really, like, that blew me away as far as, like...
I think Rick Dalton's whole character arc of, like, he's, like, a washed-up actor, like, trying to just make it still.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see him break down at some points, and then, like, you can see him go into an acting mode, like, he stops stuttering whenever he acts and stuff like that. So he's, like, a believable character, but, I mean, I didn't think it was overall bad. I think the acting was fine.
No, I thought the acting was good. The movie itself, I don't know, man. I don't know, because there's really good things about it, but as a whole, I guess I didn't really like it.
Okay.
Like a lot of the stuff,
But also one thing we have to take into consideration with the story is the people whoever survived this are still alive now.
What do you mean?
Like this, is relatively recent compared to the Hateful Eight where you could make shit up. Oh. It's back in the Wild West. This happened in the 70s, right? 70s, 60s?
No.
Whatever. This is recent-ish.
No one survived, though.
Well, the people who are around that and, like, knew about the story and the relatives of them are still alive.
And Manson has just recently died. Like, he died a couple years ago.
Exactly. So, I was kind of worried about how he's going to handle that.
No, me too.
It's covering a movie about a serial killing.
No, exactly, because I thought, wow, this guy, he's known for, like, his exaggerated violence. It's, like, almost gratuitous at some points. And I was thinking, like, how is he going to touch on that? Because that is, like
and
you
everyone
said,
was kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, like, it's very recent. It's going to happen. But, like, it's, like you said, relatives of those people are still alive, So, like... is it a thing where, like, he's not going to give a fuck and just do it his own way regardless? Mm-hmm. Is it a thing where, like, he's going to try and show some respect, but then how do you really do that?
Quentin Tarantino's not really one for respect.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to talk too much about the ending. I do want to go into spoilers because I think we're about done talking about everything in general. So, big twist that I did not realize they were going for until the very end. The Manson killers don't succeed.
No, I called it. Because
they break into a different house and they break into Rick Dalton's house when Cliff is there. Mm-hmm. And Cliff, throughout this whole movie, is just like a badass, like, stuntman. Mm-hmm. And he basically kills them all.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you know what? These people who were killing people on TV, they're corrupting society. Let's kill them instead. And also, Charles Manson's only in the movie like one time.
He's only in there.
He doesn't talk a single time. You just see him in the background.
Yeah, no, he does says like he says like two things. Hey.
Oh yeah, he's like, hello, ma'am.
Yeah, but that's it. Because I was thinking the entire time, because I watched it with a buddy who didn't know about any of this, you know, and so me thinking, I'm like halfway through the movie, I'm thinking, how is he going to touch on this? I thought at first he's just not going to do it. They're going to like allude to it and they just kind of move away from it. But then I thought, or he's going to do an alternate history thing and he's going to like change it up. Because I know he likes gratuitous violence, and the only way he
did do alternative history with Inglourious Basterds as well. Yeah. They just fucking straight up kill Hitler in that movie.
Yeah, and so as soon as I saw them going up the hill, I was like, okay, they're going to end up going to Rick Dalton's house, and that's how supposedly the two are going to connect. Because I was thinking, if you didn't know the backstory to this, how would you even know? How would you even relate the Manson family to like?
I knew it knowing very little.
Mm-hmm. So that's why they actually. So I'm guessing that's why they put so little of him in the movie, because like he already has his own history. Like people have made so many countless stories and like documentaries about Manson and everything that he's done. So I'm pretty sure people are going to go into this already knowing what's up with Manson and everything. So I guess if he went more into detail in the movie, people would want more of Manson's story, that would cut away from whatever's going on in real life. So, I kind of see why they barely put him in there.
No, but I think at least because I'm telling you, he's barely in there, man. Not even 5 minutes. Like, he's in there for...
He shows up at Sharon Tate's house and then leaves.
And, like, even then, they just call him Charles. So I was thinking, well... And I'm thinking, like, in the context of the movie, where, like, just for people who are just watching this movie, like, you know, say, like, my friend who he didn't know about the whole thing. Like, if you...
It's just all over the place.
And the movie-wise, you have to make it cohesive to where, like, you would assume... Because even then, if you didn't know about the story, you still wouldn't really assume that, like, that family is related to Charles, because they call him Charlie at one point, right?
I think they almost always call him Charlie
at the end, and that's it. Like, there's no way. You don't even know how it connects. Like, how did Charles? How did they meet the hippies? Like, how did he meet the hippies? I guess that were out in
the girl. The girl took him there.
And so what?
An old film lot.
But but what is she then to him?
She's one of the Manson family.
Yeah, but okay,
all the hippies were the Manson family.
Exactly, but how did we know that?
We were supposed to know that because Manson,
he was never.
It's all cultish and stuff like that, you know.
But
they all talk about Charlie.
History, yeah.
But he's
literally
not.
They all talk about. I can't wait for you to meet Charlie. She says that multiple times to him.
Oh, she does.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, then what? Is there a reason he didn't show up during that scene? Did they say he was gone or something?
Yeah, he like left already or something like that.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. I'm sorry, folks.
Because like I missed that. I don't know much about the actual history, but I think he just left town as soon as like he told him to do it and then left and told them to meet him there or something like that afterwards.
No, that wouldn't make sense because by then that hadn't happened.
I have no idea.
See, no,
I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but
this movie is dumb and stupid, and I hate it. 0 out of 10.
When the girl from Stranger Things said, "I forgot my knife" in the car. I thought it was just going to be like a comedy bit and it was just really prolonged and then she just fucking drove away.
No,
I was the only one that laughed whenever she said, "I forgot my knife."
No, man. But like, as soon as they entered and, you know, I was like, okay, this is it. Like, they're going to do it this way. That in all the gratuitous violence against women, because Jesus, man, like there was a scene where like,
oh yeah, he breaks her head on a fireplace. There's a can in her face.
Yeah. Oh my!
Also,
God.
he was like on acid. Like I totally thought they were just gonna like kill him and then move on, and that was gonna be how it was.
Yeah. But I thought like, well, it's okay because if you go in knowing what happened, you're like, okay, these people deserve it for what they eventually did in real life.
Yeah,
you know, and like, but
so it's not a bad take for them to have done. I was surprised.
No,
so
I wasn't.
It was one of the only ways you could do a twist in like a historical context is just suddenly take it in.
Not only that, but how else would you actually pay respects to, like, you know, because the whole tone of the movie is kind of comedic. You know, it's very lighthearted.
Sort of.
So from going to that to, oh yeah, there's a whole group of teenagers that killed a pregnant woman and her baby, you know, and other people in the house. Like that's kind of a drastic turn. So I was thinking like, well, either they're just not going to do it or they're going to change it up.
Also, like, Sharon Tate's part in this movie is so minimal.
Yeah,
also,
and literally just
Quentin Tarantino lingers on her feet way too much. My God.
Whenever
she's barefoot in the theater for like no reason.
Whenever you told me that he had like Final Cut, you know, permissions or whatever.
There's a little too much feet. And also, there's the other girl who puts her feet directly on the windshield.
There are at least 6 moments where the feet are just like... And look, honestly, I'm cool with it because like, I'm a little into feet if I'm honest. But like... Aside from that... You know, like...
That's a normal thing,
yeah,
right?
It could be childish.
You're the odd one out.
Yeah. You're just being
I'm
childish.
the weird one.
Hey, bro, come on.
You're the minority.
Man,
for once.
Man,
oh my God.
It's
2019.
Don't be vanilla. Anyways.
Oh my God.
And so there's like at least
it's too much. It's one thing to have a fetish, but like if that's your
but also thing. I thought I was like, dude, because at this point it's a trope for him, you know, like he's known for the feet, so you would think like, oh hey, since everybody knows me for that, I guess I'm just gonna back off because it's a signature thing, but it's not exactly like a good signature thing, you know, not like a John Woo thing where like he's known for doing the double pistols and the dubs. It's not a thing where like you know, J.J. Abrams with the lens flare, you know, all that stuff is relatively cool. You know, your thing being feet, maybe not so much.
It's just there's a lot of it. Like, it's a noticeable degree. Maybe it's just me because I know.
No,
that's a meme for most people.
That's what I thought too. But no, even my friend mentioned it too. He's like, "Hey man, is that direct? Like, does whoever shot the film have a thing for feet?" Because 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 dude, that scene in the theater, no one else is like, and also it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Because her feet bare and just up on the seat in front of her,
and they make sure to kind of show that
it's also
they're a little dirty. You know, they're a little. It's realistic. They're a little dirty too. And I was just like, Quentin, please, bro, like, don't do this, you know. And also, we didn't even talk about Jackie Chan. Wait, not Jackie Chan. Oh, wow, cut that out, Bruce Lee. Please cut that out. Fuck.
Nah, dude, it's in there now.
No, please. I don't.
So anyway, Bruce Lee, the actor, is pretty good for Bruce Lee. Although it's like just for it's one segment, and he has a cameo also later on as well, training Sharon Tate or whatever. What did you? Which never comes back at all.
Yeah. How did you think about how they treated him? Because they just, the daughter apparently, she like cried because she said like she felt like they really did, like they mocked him.
Oh,
like, I mean, they disrespected him. And
I feel like it was kind of like let's show Cliff being kind of a badass and show off too, but also Bruce Lee. I don't think Bruce Lee was known as a show off, kind of like he's portraying this.
Exactly, that too. Which I mean, I thought like, hey, again, it's an exaggerated world or whatever, but that's not exactly a quality that's like, you know,
his inclusion literally could have been not at all because it was a cameo and that one little segment of him getting kicked off, which is a non-chronological thing because they cut away from that. They cut away from Cliff fixing something to that segment for like 10 minutes and then cut back to him on the roof to explain why he was kicked out anyway.
To a point where you already knew he was kicked
out. But you already knew he was kicked out. I like the segment, but like I wish it was shown in chronological order in that case. I know that's his thing is to not do chronological order. But in this case, it was just kind of weird because that was like the only time that happened to my knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, no, the whole thing is really just like a lot of just scenes coming together. Like, and then this happened, and this happened.
And there's random cutaways to movie clips. The one movie clip cutaway that I liked was the one where he's like put into like an actual movie.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
Some military movie.
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
You gotta know.
I don't know classics.
Wow.
Anyway. But yeah, I did not know that Rick Dalton wasn't a real person.
No, he's not.
I didn't know that.
Neither is Cliff. Apparently, they're based on like a couple of different people in real life, but no one specifically.
And at that point, I wish it'd just been a story about the actors. I've already said that, but I wish it was just a period piece about some actors in the 70s.
Yeah, because usually, look, the movie starts off with that main story, you know.
But he wanted to make about the Manson murders, but the Manson family stuff is like a very minimal part.
Yeah, like super. Like if you cut that out, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have an ending, unless you just left it up to random hippies breaking into places. Mm. But I mean, other than that, there was really nothing. It was kind of. I don't know. It was kind of going nowhere for me. I was just kind of like, it got to a point where I was like, can we just cut back to the Rick Dalton stuff? Because like,
and also there's a time skip where it just cuts to a Kurt Russell voiceover, which is not uncommon.
Oh yeah,
where he just goes over the last 6 months as opposed to them just showing it. You know what I mean? Of him filming movies in Italy, and it's just like, okay. That could have been interesting to watch as opposed to, you know. Yeah,
like honestly, I guess at the end of the day, I didn't really like the story, but I thought like, for example, say the acting.
His other movies are just so much tighter. This is just...
And like, especially that scene where like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, like all the stuff behind the scenes, you know, where they have to get into character, how they sometimes have to reshoot things. Like I thought all that was really cool. Aside from that, like the main story, I didn't really care too much for it. And like, it was way too fucking long. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot about Polanski.
Bastards too. No, Polanski's like a super minimal part too. He like talks a few times.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to touch on that too, and I figured they just weren't going to touch it.
I mean, he was gone most of the movie, both in Hollywood and
because whenever he went over there, to my knowledge, is because he raped that chick over there.
What?
You didn't know about that?
What? Like whenever his wife was getting murdered?
I mean, he didn't know at the time. You know, because he had been there already.
I'm not going to make claims on something I don't know about, Eric.
Well, he raped a little girl. That's the end of the story.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't know that?
No.
That's why he's still in Europe. He's avoiding arrest.
Oh, Polanski.
Oh, I think I've heard that. I think I have heard that before.
From another podcast. Yeah. So I was wondering, are they going to touch on that? But they just... But the thing is, he's still like respected in Hollywood, you know. So I figured like they're just not gonna.
So he just didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino has actually talked about Polanski specifically.
Oh yeah,
he actually does respect him a lot.
He has because he even said that little girl wanted it.
He did say that. Those are words that he said.
Yep.
Yikes.
Oh, boy.
So no wonder he's like portrayed like super. Oh god,
that makes sense. I forgot about that interview.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, so pretty much he raped like an underage chick. Yeah, he fled.
It's unrelated to the movie. In this movie.
And he fled. You know, he just fled to get away from it.
Now he's making like movies in that country, and not the scale of Hollywood, of course.
Yeah, like he's like the pianist. He made it from over there from Europe.
What a dark turn. Anyway, watch Quentin Tarantino's other movies. This one's okay. Inglourious Bastards. Pulp Fiction, much better pacing and
good introduction is Kill Bill. Just a very
Kill Bill
first
2.
One. That was my introduction, honestly. And then
my favorite's Reservoir Dogs, personally. I recommend that. But anyway,
so you're dumb, is what you're saying.
What's your rating?
I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't watch it again. There, I guess. I give it a 5.
A 5?
Yeah, it's a 5.
I'm going to give it, I wouldn't watch it again. But overall, the filmmaking, I still think it's a 7.
Well, that's the thing. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the filmmaking is really good.
Like, 7 is like, I can respect the quality of it, but I'm probably not going to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, that's 5 for me. So that's
okay.
That's what I'm
That's saying. Like an okay. That's like, this is nothing. I'm going to forget this movie.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not quite forgettable. Like, you'll remember. Like, I would watch some scenes, but not the whole movie. You know, if it came on TV, I would just have it in the background while I do stuff. That kind of thing.
So, yeah. That's my cutoff is like a 7 or below. Like, probably not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Actually, movies below 7 I could still watch, but like, it's not going to go above
make
that.
up your mind.
Well, it's like if it's a bad movie and I want to rewatch it, or it's a nostalgic movie.
That's what I'm saying. Our scale, we got to change it. It's not the same. It's not.
Oh, speaking of ratings, I did start posting on IMDb my ratings. So in case they change, like Dark Phoenix, I lowered that rating, stuff like that. After the fact, you can always see updated ratings there. Eric's going to get his IMDb made as well. Hopefully, probably not by the time this comes out, but eventually. Anything else?
No, that's it. Stupid movie.
Oh, also we put this review is like late as far as our episode. It's been a while since we made one because Eric didn't want to watch Lion King.
Look, look, man, I don't like giving my money to Disney. Okay, I'm boycotting Disney.
It's the man who saw Spider-Man 4 times.
Look, that's Sony.
How many times you see Endgame? How many times you see Endgame and Infinity War?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Anyway, check us out on social media. I'm at Defend the End.
Oh yeah, I have a permanent name now.
It's Airwick. At Airwick. Yeah, I told him he needs branding.
Airwick Avila. That's exactly how you.
Airwick spelled AIR.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. That's it for everything.
Yeah, so there's that. We're also on all podcast platforms now, even like Google Podcasts, which is kind of like a weird one that nobody uses, but we're on most of them. So if you search us up, we're probably there in the podcast section. Give us a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll make more of these in the future. Our next movie is probably going to be Hobbs and Shaw. I've never watched a Fast and the Furious movie.
What?
So that'll be an interesting experience.
What?
You haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
You're not
Fuck
gonna
off.
like.
You didn't tell me you hadn't seen them.
You're not gonna like Hobbs and Shaw. I'm letting you know. You're not.
None
gonna
of
like
them.
It.
All right, bye, people.
You haven't. No, we have to. You're grounded.